Hello everyone, Natasha back at you again. Thank you for coming to my YouTube page. Today we're going to be talking about a pretty serious topic. Pressure is a privilege. Now I know you guys are saying, hey, listen, the pressure in my life is not a privilege. I've gone through it. Listen, I've gone through a whole lot of things. But one thing that I've discovered about pressure is that it pushes you to a place of decision. It pushes you to really sit down and look at things and say, okay, am I going to go to the left? Am I going to go to the right? Am I going to quit? What am I going to do? Without that pressure, without feeling the weight of the pressure, sometimes we can just walk through life and not make any decisions. Let's talk about COVID. COVID has been very challenging. COVID-19 has been challenging. We've lost a lot of people, lives, people getting sick. I'm not minimizing it at all. It has really been probably the biggest thing that I've experienced in my life globally. But what I can say is that after COVID hit, and maybe 3 or 4 months in, after the shock of it, after being depressed about it, after, wondering if I'm going to make it through, I realized that I needed to move the needle in my life. I needed to make some changes. I don't know that I would have made these necessary changes had I not been in a situation that made me sit down, that made me be quiet, that made me think. The pressure was so huge, but I realized there was nothing personally that I could do to change the situation, but the only power that I had was making a change for me. So think about those times in your life, maybe when you were taking your driver's test or you were trying to get out of high school. I know my goddaughter is trying to graduate, and the pressure that she feels trying to get out of high school. It's like, I feel insurmountable pressure. What do I do? Well, you either hunker down and you get it done, or you stop and you don't graduate. That's not an option, right? So that pressure is producing that diamond in our lives, and not just in getting a license or, high school or, a new love interest, someone that you like, and you're pressured to make a decision. Do I want to spend the rest of my life with them, or do I want to just stay on the dating scene? And it feels uncomfortable. I think I could say pressure is uncomfortable. I can say pressure is something that we run from typically. I could say pressure is not welcomed in anybody's life. But what I can say also, and I want you to think about it in your life, the times that you felt the most pressure, what was produced on the other side? Was there something on the other side that right now you go, wow, pressure produced that? For me, pressure made me make a change in the way I was eating, in the way that I was taking care of myself or not taking care of myself. Pressure in my business for 20 years made me decide to put myself first and not make myself last. For so long, I was last because as a giver and as a servant and as someone who loves to help people, sometimes we can literally put ourselves on the back burner. But when you're in the plane and they say, if something goes on in the plane, take the oxygen mask and put it on your face yourself first before helping your neighbor or helping the person next to you. Because if you don't help yourself, you won't be able to help your neighbor. So one of the things pressure taught me is that you can't pour out of an empty cup. Pressure taught me when my husband and I went through the worst times in our Christian walk, where we stopped serving at a church that we loved. It taught me that there was more in me, that I wasn't done just because someone else didn't see my value, but that I needed to see my value. Pressure taught me that. So pressure is a privilege, but you have to change the way you look at it. And when you feel pressure, instead of running from it or being mad at it or saying, I'm tired of this pressure, that you stand up and you put your shoulders back and you say, what is it that pressure is teaching me right now? Where am I trying to go? What is it that God may have shown me, a dream, something that I'm supposed to accomplish, and pressure is moving me in that direction. Because now I can't just be the same anymore because I know there's something bigger. Every time I close my eyes, I see myself doing something bigger. But when I wake up, I'm still average and I'm still the same. And the pressure of the two realities are making me make a decision. That's a privilege. Everyone doesn't get that. You know, there's a scripture that I live by. One of them, it says that God won't put more on you than you can bear. I believe in God. And so anytime I have something that comes in my life that I feel like, oh, I can't handle it, I can't bear, I have to remember God wouldn't give it to me if he didn't have a way for me to get through it. But what is it teaching me? Because I see myself changing the world. I see myself high and great and big and strong. But when I look at where I am, I don't know the bridge to get me from where I am to where I'm going. Guess what that bridge is? It's pressure. It's uncomfort. It's making a decision. It's deciding to not be average. It's deciding to step away from the crowd and go this way because there's something more in me. So I want to ask you that question. What is the thing that you're running from? What is the thing that's so much pressure just thinking about it? Maybe you want to leave your town that you live in and move somewhere else, but it's so scary because what happens? I don't know where I'm going. I've never met anybody there. It's so much pressure just thinking about it. Or getting out of a relationship that you've been in forever. And how do I end this relationship? Because I know it's not good for me. I feel so much pressure even thinking about it. Or making a decision to take a new job. Or changing careers altogether. Or starting your own business and jumping out and doing what everyone else said was impossible. That's pressure. I'm here to tell you today, if you stand up and you face pressure, you'll find it's a privilege, not given to everyone. But if I embrace it, I can change my life. So I say, let's welcome the pressure. You can do it.